Mspiracy channel.
Your soul and your body did not come from the same source. Your soul is a fragment of the eternal flame, part of the source that can never be extinguished. But the body, that's the cage, the construct. The meat suit built by the archons and parasites to house the flame and keep it bound inside the system. If God, the true source, created your body, it would not decay, break, or imprison. It would move freely through realms, never sick, never trapped, never limited. So ask yourself, why does the body age, rot, and return to dust? Because it was engineered to contain not a creation of love. The soul is eternal, it is the spark of God. The body is the trap. That's why every system here teaches you to identify with your flesh, not your flame. You are not the body, you are the fire locked within it. And once you see that, the prison walls begin to crack. Your soul and your body did not come from the same source. Your soul is a fragment of the eternal flame, part of the source that can never be extinguished. But the body, that's the cage, the construct. The meat suit built by the archons and parasites to house the flame.
The meat suit built by the archons and parasites. This Mspiracy AI channel says.
Keep it bound inside the system. If God, the true source,
If God, the true source, pushing people to believe there's a good God, a true source out there. And here's what they believe here. This is the single most important message that everyone needs to hear. God, the true source, is what this is pushing. Makes no sense, of course. So God's so powerful, it can't stop these archons. God didn't create your body, archons did, but God, the true loving source, allows all of this to go on. More slavery, more mind slavery, more spiritual slavery, mental and spiritual slavery. That's what it is. Well, you're believing the people that believe in a good, true source, loving God. Here's the meme I wanted to share. Who has gods, lords, rulers, masters? Only slaves. By definition, if you have something above you that's your master, your lord, your ruler, your God, an authority above you, a master, a lord, a ruler, a God, then you're a slave. You're a spiritual slave and a mental slave and a physical slave. You're a slave in every way. And that's what these channels want you to be. They want you to believe there's some good, pure God, loving source, God out there. And that's what that Mspiracy channel pushes. And most people can't see through it. Nothing that left you here to be ruled over and abused by evil is good. That's impossible. Evil rules this hell realm. And none of the so-called gods seem to care about that or care about you. So how is it good? Most people on this Mspiracy channel think that it's a woman. They think that she's real, that she's not AI. They think that this is real. It can put out video after video. And look at this. Congratulations, my gorgeous sister. 79,000 subscribers. Growing rapidly because people want to follow what's fake and false and phony. They love it. 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 And most of the people over there would call themselves truthers. Thousands and thousands of them. And I try to get this message across to people on my channel so that maybe one day you'll realize how gullible humans really are. They show you every day in this world, not just on YouTube. They show you every day how gullible humanity is. Is this AI? This person said, no, of course not. And then somebody responded, no, she's real. No, she's real, Patricia wrote. She must be real. Her lips never touch as she's speaking. And there's all these weird glitches and cuts and editing. And it just seems like AI. People love to believe in the false and they love to attack the real truth, the real truth speakers.
Words are not just sounds, they are spells. They are weapons, they are chains. We have been led to believe that language is merely a means of communication, a passive tool of expression. This is a lie. Every word you speak, every sentence you think, is shaping your reality. And the ones in power know this. Language is being used against you.
I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever wondered why almost all of these channels push that there's a loving God out there and that this was just hijacked? There's this benevolent, loving source or God. They'll use both terms. Do you ever wonder why they do that? Do you ever wonder why they have no answers for men like me that say, well, how can that be? It's left us to be ruled by evil, to be tortured. How can it be loving then if it neglects us, abandons us?
The one that keeps you weak, the belief that
the one that keeps you the weakest is believing that there's a good God that's going to look after you when you leave your body. Is it all powerful or is it powerless against the archons? Or is it with the archons? Anyway, man, there's almost no way to reach people though. They just love this garbage. They love it and they eat it up. They just eat it up. But I realize most people are so fucked up in this realm. They can't tell the difference between anything. They just don't know anything. But anyway, people can go follow that. Go get recycled. There's channels like that for you that will help you. If you want help getting recycled, there's plenty of channels that you can go to, everyone. They'll help you out. Go worship a God that put you in this realm that does nothing to help you. They claim there's a loving source God. Where is it? Where is it? What's it doing about evil? Why are we here then? Why hasn't it helped humanity? Of course, because it doesn't add up. There isn't some good loving God out there that's all powerful. It's not all powerful if it's good, because then it would change this. And if it's powerless, then what's the point of it? What kind of God is that if it's powerless to stop evil? Anyway, this is just pure logic that most people don't have in them in this realm. They don't have anything in them. And that's part of the trick of this realm, to make you believe that everybody can change. They try to teach you that. That's false. When do you see those creepy predators that harm children? When do you see them changing? You don't. Narcissists, when do they change? You don't see it. You don't actually see demons changing, but they want you to believe that anybody can change. Anyone can change. They want you to believe that everybody's capable of changing. Well, why is it it's beyond rare. It's almost never observed in this realm. But they want you to believe that. They want you to feel sympathy and sorry for demons and keep giving them chances and keep saying they'll change one day. Demons never change. Evil never changes into good. It's never been observed. You don't see turtles changing into bears. You never will. You never have. You never will. If you lived here for millions of years, you'd never see that happen. They're not the same species. They can't change that way. It's impossible. And I'll go so far as to say it's impossible for evil demons to ever change into good, no matter how long they're here. In fact, if they're here more lifetimes, they'll just get worse. They won't get better. They'll get worse and more evil, more corrupt. That's how this place actually works. Now, is that the way people want it to work? Do people even want to see that it works that way? No, they don't. They want to pretend. That's what most people do. They pretend. It's interesting. Why don't you do that with food? It's interesting. Why don't humans do that? Why don't you pretend? And I'm saying this as an example. Don't actually do this, but why don't we see people pretending for the most part that the chemicals under their kitchen sink are just healthy and not poison when it says poison? You do it with people, though. You pretend that these demons are not poison, not toxic. They are poison, though. They're not going to change. You can't change the poison in the bottles, the spray bottles, if you have any under your sink, into pure spring water because it's poison. That's why. And you can't change poisonous demons into good spirits. It's impossible because they're poison, because they're evil. They are what they are. And this is something that I hope people accept. Now, by accepting it, people think, well, I'm bad if I accept it. You're helping yourself if you accept it. You're coming to terms with where you are, which is what you should be doing. When someone speaks the truth, you should acknowledge it as truth and accept it and not fight and resist it for lifetimes, which is what humans actually do. They resist the truth. When somebody lays it out for them, they don't want to hear it. And a lot of people don't want to because they didn't come up with it. So their ego jumps in and they say, who's King Stephen? I'm not going to believe some Canadian. This is what Callie and others do. I'm not going to believe some, and it's not even about belief, but they spin it this way. I'm not going to believe some Canadian guy about what this hell realm is. Why would I believe him the whole time? It's her loss. But I'm just telling you, you can be like that if you want to. An egotistical fool, ignorant, lazy-minded fool. I know humans love simple shit. They love that expression, fuck around and find out. F-A-F-O. You will. Trust me, you will. You're going to find out that what I'm saying is the truth. You don't just go to heaven. You're still in this matrix when you pop out of your body. You're still in this matrix when you leave this level and you go to the astral level, or you leave this level and you go into the void. I suspect the void is somewhere between this level and the astral. It's an in-between spacer type level, we'll call it. Or frequency. I prefer level, but it's in between this and the astral is how I visualize it. But I know humans, most these days, are so contrarian. They just want to argue with everything. When they have no evidence, they have no information, they have no experience, no knowledge, they'll just argue. It's like automatic for people. It's automatic. So be it. Argue your way right into the recycling bin. That's all it achieves. Congratulations. Congratulations. And I am mocking them. Congratulations. You're headed right for the recycling bin. I'm applauding. Congratulations. Mock me. Disagree automatically without doing a drop of research or investigation. Don't study, don't contemplate what I'm saying. Just disagree and argue. Argue your way right into the recycling bin. That's the default. Unless you do something different, that's already where you're headed. That's how this place is designed, to recycle everything, including spirits. And I've shown that already. Plant matter gets recycled. Corpses, animal bodies, human bodies, waste, water, nutrients. Everything here gets recycled in this closed system of recycling, including beings, spirits, and their bodies, the meat suits they live in, and all material here, from plastics to disposable baby diapers to what you flush down the toilet to what houses are built out of wood and bricks, masonry. Everything here comes out of the earth and goes back into it. All of it. Water, your urine, everything. Air, oxygen, and CO2, what you exhale, all of it is recycled. There are reasons why few people that might have knowledge in this realm would ever stand up and speak up, because of the abuse that you get for it. That's what humans do when someone speaks real truth that they hate to hear. Now, I'm using the term human. They might all be demons. I'm definitely open to that possibility. And I speak about that quite often. And different species of spirits, where some of these spirits, it might be as natural to them to be evil and to lie as breathing for their bodies. That's the way they seem to behave. It seems like they are a spirit that is just a malevolent type of spirit. That's all they seem to do. You could observe them for years, and it's all they do. They don't do anything else. I've tried to reach people everywhere I could, and your realm has shown me that there aren't that many that I could find that are open to this at all, that want to look at where they are and want to look at it and say, why is it so evil? Why is there so much evil here? There's got to be a reason. It's not just for no reason. Why is it designed this way? Why is there so much suffering? Why do we have so many aches and pains? Why are there 10,000 plus documented named diseases for humans? Why are there diseases for animals that aren't even catchy for humans, that we can't get, that a dog could get that doesn't affect humans, that a cat could get that doesn't hit humans or harm humans? There's very few good spirits. If there were loads, my channel would be swimming in them. they'd be finding me and they'd be speaking up and they'd be in agreement saying this is an evil place. There's so much evil here. The design is evil. It's designed to create pain, suffering, confusion, mental slavery, spiritual slavery, and physical slavery, chronic illness, people bedridden. Go talk to the people that are suffering, that are bedridden, and ask them, is this a good realm? Is this a good design? Is this a good realm? Is this a good design? There are people on my channel that are bedridden. There are some in this realm that are bedridden that defend this realm. They'll just say they have to pray to God harder. They'll call it God's plan. Stockholm syndrome is rampant in this realm. People defending their abusers, defending their abusers. There's a lot of mental abuse in this realm. There's a lot of psychic abuse, emotional abuse. There's a lot of mental illness in this realm, mental disease. If you look at this realm in totality, it is a hell realm. That's undeniable. But most people will never do that that are walking around. They'll never do that. They'll never look at even a portion of what I've looked at. They won't look at deadly plants, poisonous plants, cyanide in plants, for example. They won't look at that. They won't look at venomous snakes, spiders. They won't look at all the things in nature that can harm you. They won't look at how the human body's not even designed to survive in nature. What do I mean? Take away technology. Clothing is a technology. You're not born with clothes on. That's technology that has to be made and added to you. Go out in nature without a hammer, without a knife, without a compass, without needle and thread, without the ability to a first aid kit, without all types of things, a flint, the ability to make fire. Go out there with nothing in your hands. No backpack, no water, no compass, no survival knife, no survival equipment, no bug out bag, no clothing, okay? Go out in nature, raw, naked, no backpack, no tools, no knives, nothing, no water. And try to survive 1 month anywhere on Earth. Cold climates, hot climates, near a river, wherever. Near the ocean, on an island, wherever. Try it. Jungle or mountains, anywhere. Try it. Try it. Try it as an adult, not as a baby. Obviously, as a baby, you're born helpless. No, I'm kidding. I don't actually want you to try this. I want you to try this. Try that as a mental exercise, thought experiment. Do not actually go out in nature that way, okay? Because you'll perish slowly. That's a reality. Mother Nature doesn't love you. Mother Nature doesn't care about you. All right? Jesus loves me. Yes, I know. And the Bible tells me so. Jesus loves me. Yes, I know. Does he really? Does nature love you? Does Jesus love you? That's reality. So tell me how you were designed to survive in nature without firearms and weapons and tools, and without clothing, and without bringing your own food and water. You're fucked. You might not want to hear that, but you are. How about that? Depending on where you live, some places you might only last a few days because nature would eat you. I know a lot of people in this realm don't like to view nature that way. They want to view it as pretty. It's just so beautiful. Nature. Don't you see the beauty? But it's not just pretty. That's a simpleton's view of nature. It's so much more than that. If people don't look, they don't look. They just don't do it. They refuse to do it. Most people in this realm are experts at supporting the official narratives and the lies. They just repeat them mindlessly. That's what they're good at. They're good at parroting, being repeaters. You're either going to get too cold or too hot. You're either going to get frozen. You'll die of hypothermia and frostbite in the cold places. Canada in the winter. You'll die naked. Or you'll be baked alive with no way to cool down in the hot places, like in Africa or the desert in California. You just won't be able to do it. Death Valley. The jungle, you'll just be eaten alive. What are you going to stop from biting you? What's there to stop? They'll eat you alive. They'll eat you alive. You won't even have a mosquito net. How are you going to purify water? What are you going to do? So people say, we're designed this way. You're a mismatch for nature. People don't want to see that. They don't like that. A house cat would do better when they go out and they get lost and they become feral. They survive better than you do. A house cat. A house cat. People don't like to hear this, but it's true. It's true. It's true. Naked humans without tools and technology, pots, pans, knives, flints to start fire, beyond all the modern stuff we have, just to live and be able to create a little shack or a little shelter or build a small little tiny house cabin. You still need tools. You need tools. And you also need to be able to purify water. Nature's not your friend. None of you are designed to survive in nature. Go talk to people that have science as their religion. They worship science. If we evolved, how come we evolved so much that we can't even survive in fucking nature? Evolution is such a laugh, that theory. Go talk to Christians. Go talk to anybody. And they won't realize this. And I've made videos about this in the past, but they won't realize it. They'll shake their heads in denial and say, God made us this way. God. Or the science believers, the atheists will say, well, Darwin's theory of evolution is right. We evolved to be amazing. Really. You're basically helpless in nature, thrown out there naked. Wherever someone could place you. Could place you on a tropical island, you're fucked. Place you in a desert, you're fucked. In Africa or America, doesn't matter. Place you in a jungle in South America, Amazon, you're fucked. Place you in the cold northern part of Canada, you're fucked.